Greetings and thanks for your interest in my book, Worship: How to Use Your Work to Worship God. This is a series of videos that introduce the key ideas of each chapter. Today we're turning to section 3 of the book, in which we consider some practical wisdom for the workplace. There are 4 chapters in this section that should give you a good foundation for good work. And this is the first one, dealing with vocation. Vocation comes from the Latin word vocare, which means calling. In pre-Reformation times, a vocation meant that you worked for the church. However, Martin Luther decided that all work should be raised in dignity. All work was a sacred calling. So then vocation came to mean everyday jobs, and we still talk about vocational guidance today. Calling actually means you have a sense of being called by someone, and that someone is God. There's not just one calling, there are many callings, and we can express them in different ways. We need to work out what God is prompting us to do with our gifts, our skills, our passion, and our experience. It's also good not to think of calling as something I should do, but actually is related to who I am. How can God use who I am to fulfill His purposes? One of my favourite quotes about calling comes from Os Guinness's book, The Call. Calling is the truth that God calls us to Himself so decisively that everything we are, do, and have is invested with a special devotion, dynamism, and direction, lived out as a response to His summons and service. This quote reminds us that God initiates in the call, and the strength of our sense of calling is related to how decisively we feel called by God. God initiates, we respond. We respond with our whole heart as we seek to serve God and others in whatever context He has placed us. So what about you? What are the special callings God has placed on your heart? And is there a particular passion or need that He has brought alive in you?